All right, and we are back with episode 27 of Take What You Can. Don't forget to follow me on X, TWYCF on X. That's Take What You Can Football on X. Last night's game was awesome. Unfortunately, I picked the wrong team to win, but that's all right. Justin Herbert's the man. Today, we're going to talk a lot about just oh my gosh, what week are we on? Week 17? 15. Week 15? I think we're on week 15. Yeah. So week 15, we're going to talk a lot about the games, but we're going to start with Broncos and Chargers. Towards the end of the game, the Chargers were able to really pull away. I really thought the Broncos had this in the bag. The Chargers had a really hard time throwing the football, and they just couldn't get anything going, But as time went on, it seemed like they really found a way to make it go. Wow. Crazy in-depth analysis here. Just looking at some stats. Bo Nix, 29 of 40, 263, 2 touchdowns. You can't get mad at that. Justin Herbert, 23 of 31, 284, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Not great statistically, but not terrible either. But definitely, obviously, he played really well. The Chargers receiving core really struggled overall, just because, your leading target receiver here, or your leading receiver in terms of receptions, was Javonte Williams. So anytime it's your running back, that's not really a good thing. Ladd McConkey had a pretty solid game. Very consistent guy. I really liked him coming out of the draft. He just lacked some physical things. So I had more of a later grade on him than where he went. But here, let's see here. Let's see what else we got going here. It looks like, the Broncos were able to run the ball really well. The cool thing is that, Sean Payton's play calling sheet, it went viral last night of him. There's a big writing on it that just says "run the ball" with an exclamation point. So, yeah, that's crazy. And, he ran the ball somewhat, not a lot, but he really felt like he needed to commit to it, and obviously I think that was the right thing to do. But, we're, with 12:30 left in the fourth quarter, Justin Herbert just makes an insane throw running to the left down the sideline to take the lead in the game. Crazy throw. Crazy, crazy, crazy throw. And honestly, I posted last night, and I really believe this. And this is coming from someone who really liked Lamar Jackson coming out of the draft. Thought it was ridiculous the way he was being talked about. I think Justin Herbert's going to win a Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson will. Unfortunately for Lamar Jackson, I think that's what's going to happen. But we will see. I'm just curious. I see that the college football playoff schedule is starting. Does that start? Oh my gosh, it starts today? Wait, college football playoff. Those are just bowl games. Hold on. Okay. Playoff schedule. Wow, Friday, December 20th. And then the rest on the 21st. Holy cow. Holy cow. All right. National championship is January 20th. I always forget how late it is. It's crazy how much they play in between games. It's crazy. Granted, they probably have to wait for winter break a little bit. A few other things. Yeah. I mean, they go 10 games between. Yeah, they have to wait for winter break or Christmas break. As real Americans call it. Let's see here. Yeah, so about a minute left. Broncos go down 7 points. Try to get the onside kick. No cigar. Really weird onside kick. That was actually almost a really good onside kick. But, yeah, Chargers are 4th and 32. Justin Herbert just throws it to the sky. Which, not many quarterbacks can just throw the ball up in the air and waste 4 seconds. That's crazy. But, yeah, the Chargers really came out and played a really, this was basically like a playoff game. This was huge for them. Absolutely huge for them. So, I'm excited. Wow, I'm excited just to watch the college football playoff, this weekend. Friday we got Indiana and Notre Dame at 8, so that'd be today. And then tomorrow, the 21st, which happens to be my sister's birthday, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to watch. Hopefully I can sneak away and watch a little bit. But, yeah, we got SMU at Penn State, Clemson at Texas, Tennessee at Ohio State. Tennessee at Ohio State might be a pretty good game here. But we'll see. And then the 31st, we got Boise State versus Penn State, SMU winner, Arizona State versus Texas Clemson winner, Oregon versus Ohio State, Tennessee winner, Georgia versus Notre Dame, Indiana winner. The college football playoff is so weird this year, or just like the teams. It doesn't seem like anybody's really dominating except Oregon, but even then it doesn't even I don't know. It makes me feel weird. So, we'll see. But, yeah, we will see. But, okay, let's get more into the Week 15 NFL games here. Okay, starting with Houston, Kansas City. Kansas City's 3.5 point favorites. 3.5 point favorites. That's a better way to say it. Mahomes seems to be playing to play versus Houston. We'll start for, yeah. Well, he's played through ankle injuries before and won a Super Bowl. I literally have a sticker on my computer that says, "Lord, give me the strength of Patrick Mahomes' ankle." That was after he won the Super Bowl with all the ankle stuff and against the Eagles. I really like Mahomes because he's probably beaten two out of the three of my least favorite NFC teams. Eagles and 49ers in the Super Bowl. Amazing. Just amazing. And he just always finds a way to cook them in the most insane ways. It's awesome. But, all right. Let's break down Chiefs offense versus the Texans defense here. This is going to be a very close game. I have a feeling it's going to be very, very close. So, obviously, they got Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter on the edges. Joe Tooney, I believe, is playing tackle. At least it says he is. He usually plays guard. But, you got Jawan Taylor, bona fide jumper, whatever you want to call him. I think we're going to give the edge to the Texans defense because Mahomes is not 100%. Also, the Chiefs are playing 3 games in 10 days. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I would not. How can you? I think it was DeAndre Hopkins that said it. How can you claim to care about, player safety when you're making someone play 3 games in 10 days? And yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. We'll see here. But I don't know. I mean, I'll pull up the other matchup. We'll pull up Texans offense, Chiefs defense. Which, if I'm not wrong, I think I'm going to go Chiefs defense in terms of who has the edge here. Yeah. Just the defensive line is solid. I mean, obviously they're not great, but they're solid. Other than Chris Jones, obviously. Chris Jones is so good, man. So good. Could you imagine if the Vikings had someone like Chris Jones? That'd be crazy. Yeah, I mean, Nico Collins is back. That's a big pickup for them, for him to be back. Yeah, I might give the edge to the Chiefs defense. This is going to be a very close, I think, low-scoring game. But I think I'm going to go with the Texans. Here's why. I'm going to go with the Texans because the Chiefs are playing 3 games in 10 days. Mahomes has got a hurt ankle, and it's already going to be a close game. Not only because of the talent on the field, but because of the Chiefs loving to play one-score games. But I think this week it's going to be really hard for them to overcome it. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But probably my next favorite matchup here. I mean, we got a lot of good matchups, but actually, do we? We've got a few good matchups. But probably one of my favorites is going to be Steelers-Ravens. I don't believe George Pickens is playing. Yeah, he's out. Holy cow. James Daniels is on IR. Holy cow, those are 2 huge losses for them. Holy cow. Let's break this down here. Okay, so probably the marquee matchup is going to be Ravens offense, Steelers defense. Right? Let's pull it up. Why can't I ever find the Ravens? It's crazy. Okay, Ravens offense, Steelers defense. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so obviously the Steelers defensive line is great. It looks like TJ Watt's going to be okay. I don't know where Larry Ogunjobi is. Is he hurt? Maybe he's hurt. But either way, I think you have to give the edge to the Steelers defensive line. In terms of their secondary, I think this is where they're mainly struggling. How are they at stopping the run? I think they're pretty good, but let me double check. Let's see here. Pro Football Reference. I'm going to pull up the Steelers defensive rankings here. Steelers defensive rankings. Why is it so impossible for me to find these teams? It's crazy. Okay. All right, they're ranked 24th in pathing. Wow, I got a lisp over here. 24th in passing and 5th in rushing. 4th in rushing. So that's definitely solid. The Ravens offense, I believe, is up there in terms of running. They gotta be. But passing, they're probably pretty good too. I think they're the best offense in the league. Rushing, or just offense-wise, yardage-wise. 3rd in yards for passing, 2nd for rushing. Yeah, holy cow. This offense is good. Holy cow. Well, what do they attempt more? I like that they have attempts. So passing-wise, the Ravens are 29th in attempts. Holy cow. How are they 29th in attempts but 3rd in yards? That's crazy. So they're 4th in attempts and 2nd in yards. So they really rely on the play action. That's what that tells me. So if they're not going to be able to run, actually no, they will be able to run play action because I think they're going to try to run it either way. But let's see Steelers versus Ravens. Who won this game last time? I always like to look at who won the game last time because that does say something when it comes to divisional rivals. It's very hard to beat a team twice. It is. Steelers won 18-16. Holy crap. Let's see, was George Pickens a big part of that game? That's another part of it. Yeah, 8 for 89. That's a big part. Oof. They were still able to get 5 yards a carry. Lamar had to throw the ball a lot. Was not very efficient. So I think they might try to run the ball more. But I don't know. Maybe they were giving him better looks. Either way, I think I might. The Steelers are a little bit on the downswing. I think the Ravens are a little bit on the upswing here. Let's see. And they got a tough schedule left. They got Texans and Browns too. I mean, they barely lost to the Eagles. Why do the Eagles keep beating really good teams? Makes me mad. Come on, Ravens. You could have beat the Eagles. Come on. Yeah, I think I'm going to give the edge to the Ravens on this one. So far we got Texans, Ravens. Giants, I don't even really need to talk about that game. I really don't. I know who's going to win this game. Like, they're 8.5-point favorites. And I know they're starting a rookie quarterback. But this rookie quarterback was my second on my draft board. My second quarterback. So I was hoping the Vikings would get him. Honestly. Let me pull up what I talked about on Michael Penix, or the notes I have on Michael Penix. Okay, so some of the notes I had: has good footwork and quick release, a little bit of a windup, but he is has a fast release. Very accurate with the ball on the boundary. Struggles under pressure at times, but definitely beautiful deep ball. Good on post routes. He really can just zip the ball. He could run a spread offense. He can run a lot of different kind of offenses. Incredibly accurate. He made NFL throws consistently. His feet stayed good distance apart. Understands timing. He was a little older of a rookie. If he was 21, I might have put him above Caleb. Honestly. Strong possibility. I wanted to see more of his physical talent. I looked more into him. I did see him run. He's fast, but then I looked more into his history. The reason he was in college for so long is he kept getting hurt, and he was more of a running quarterback, and then he became a passing quarterback. So if that doesn't say something about somebody, I don't know what does, So I wholeheartedly believe in Michael Penix. I think he's going to have a great game. This is a great game for him to be his first game. The Giants are terrible. They're absolutely terrible. And let's see here. Let's see the remaining Falcons schedule, because what the Falcons could have said is, hey, we got a really easy schedule left. We're very much in the playoff run. Okay, they have the Commanders. The Redskins on Sunday Night Football. And it'll be interesting, to say the least, because, you got rookie versus rookie, right? That's going to be a game I want to watch, for sure. Then you got Panthers, Falcons. Yeah, I mean, if you win 2 out of the 3 of these games, you're 9-8. I mean, the likelihood of you winning them with him is very high. This guy, honestly, a lot of times I would watch games and it was nothing but dimes. Nothing but dimes. It was nuts. So I think this is the perfect game for him to start his NFL career off with. I'm going to pick Falcons in this one. Panthers, Cardinals. This one's a little interesting. Cardinals are 4.5-point favorites. You all know how I feel about the Cardinals. Really good team. Really, really good team. Just a matter of time before they're actually like legit playoff contenders. Kyler Murray is playing the best football of his career. Maybe not statistically, but definitely like in terms of winning. He's got a great supporting cast around him. They're just young. They just need a little more time. They're going to be great. They're going to be so good. And I think Carolina had some moments, and Bryce Young has had some moments for sure. But I'm definitely going to have to pick the Cardinals. I don't have a bunch to say on this game. Yeah, I'm just going to say I'm going to pick the Cardinals. I know Bryce Young's been playing pretty well, but they, I don't know. It's going to be hard for them to overcome. I really think so. Next, we got Detroit, Chicago. That's going to be a good game because I think the Bears are very vulnerable. Or I'm sorry, the Lions are very vulnerable. The Lions are 6.5-point favorites, right? What's crazy to me is that the Falcons, with a rookie quarterback starting his first game, have better betting odds against the Giants than the Lions, who are 12-2 against the Bears. Now, I get it's divisional, so that does play a part in it. But they've lost a lot of guys, too. You know, you lost Aiden Hutchinson a while ago. You lost David Montgomery. You lost Ali McNeil. You lost Carlton Davis. There's a lot of guys that you don't have. And, okay, let me see how desperate the Lions are. Okay, so they've got the Bears. Then they have the 49ers. Then they have the Vikings. So, yeah, they have to win this game. I think I'm going to pick the Lions just because they have to win this game. They just have to. I know they've already clinched the playoffs. But if they want any chance at that 1 seed, this game is a must. And you know that's what they want. I mean, they've played a lot of football. They won like how many in a row? Like 10 in a row, 11 in a row. So it's not going to be easy. They just came out of probably the hardest game of their year. And, you know, they barely beat the Bears last time. They barely beat the Packers. They barely lost to the Bills. You know, they have to have a game where they rally around. I'm going to pick the Lions. You know, they had the Thanksgiving game. I don't know. I think I'm going to pick the Lions for sure because they have to win this game. I don't think Caleb's going to have some, like, end of the year, like, I don't want to say resurgence because he hasn't really fallen down, but I don't think he's going to, like, have this insane end of year to really, like, set sights for the future. I think it's just going to be more or less the same, right? Pretty much the same. But let's go to Colts Titans. Now, Colts need this game a lot more. They definitely do. Because they actually have a very slim shot of making the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. The Titans definitely do not. The last time they played each other, Colts barely won. Joe Flacco was the starting quarterback. Will Levis played awful. Tony Pollard played well. I don't know. If I'm a Titans fan, I don't know if I want Will Levis. Because who's their head coach? Brian Callahan? You know, I don't know if he wants Will Levis. He makes a lot of mistakes. He's really talented. If Will Levis were to succeed, he needs a lot more grace and time. But how do things stand now? I know it seems kind of silly to look at a lot of these things that we're talking about in terms of like next year and things like that, but that has a lot to do with it. It does affect it for sure. Let's see here. What was I going to say? Oh, NFL standings. And I'm going to see like the overall standings. Let's see here. League standings. Because depending on where the Titans are at, I mean, this might be a... Wow, there's that many bad teams, huh? Holy cow. Because as it stands, the 3-11 Titans are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. Holy cow. Could you imagine being 3-11 and you're only going to be the 7th pick? That's terrible. There's that many bad teams, dude. Holy cow. Holy moly. Is that typical? Okay, hold on. NFL standings. Let's see this again. Let's see last year. Granted, the season isn't over. There's 3 games left. It's not fully over yet. I get it. However, like you're 3-11. But let's see. Okay. Someone who's 5. Let's see here. Someone who is 5-12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're 5th at 5-12. The Titans were at 7 last year. So really nothing's even happened. Okay. Yeah, I don't think the Titans want Will Levis back. I don't think they do. At this point, I mean, just the turnovers are a problem. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. This game is hard. I feel like the Colts need this a lot more in terms of morale. I think the Titans, I know that seems kind of weird to say with the Titans being this bad, but the Titans know they're bad. The Colts, they need something to traject them, like some sort of trajectory into the next year. That's what they need. So, I'm going to go with the Colts. I know there isn't really in-depth analysis on that, but I think you got to go with the Colts. Let's see. Okay, next we got Rams, Jets. You know, the Jets could definitely play spoiler, but their team is totally falling apart. So many people are going to be gone after this year. They're just waiting to leave. The Rams need this game to make the playoffs. I think this is easy. I'm going Rams. They're only the 3-point favorites. That's kind of crazy. 3-point favorites? People better watch out, man. I know it seems kind of silly to say at this point, but the Rams could easily win the Super Bowl. Easily. With the kind of talent they have on offense. And the way their defense is playing right now. Easily. I do not underestimate the Rams at all. I just don't. Why would you? Don't play around with Matthew Stafford. Don't play around with Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee. That offensive line is playing a little better. They're not great, but they're playing a little better. And that the young defensive line is playing out of their minds. They know exactly what they need to do, and they're doing it. And, yeah, don't underestimate them. But I'm going Rams. I think it's going to be more of a blowout than this, but we'll see. I mean, maybe. Maybe we'll see. Injuries, nobody that we haven't already known about on the Rams. Elijah Vera Tucker, they're going to need him to win this game. Quinnen Williams, questionable. They're going to need him to win this game. I don't think he wants to be there either. There's so many people that this roster is going to blow up, man. Playing for the Jets has got to be the absolute worst. It just does. It's got to be the absolute worst. All right, let's move forward here. Probably one of the more marquee games of this week. And dare I say, like, the only other one. Other than probably the Vikings Seahawks. Yeah, this is just kind of an ugly week, but okay. Redskins Eagles. Now, this is one I really want to break down. Because, let's see here. Let's see how'd they do last time. I think they played each other pretty early in the season last time. Yeah, okay. Wait, nope. Not then. Let's see here. Okay. November 14th. Eagles won 26-18. Jayden Daniels was okay. Brian Robinson didn't do much. Eckler did a lot. Seemed like they were overwhelmed in terms of the talent that the Eagles had on defense. Jalen Hurts, okay game. Saquon Barkley had a great game. Otherwise, everybody else had just a decent game. So the key is going to be stopping Saquon Barkley. That's going to be the key. Eagles are 3.5-point favorites from what it looks like. Let me see here. I think 3.5-point favorites. Yep, 3.5-point favorites. Let's start with Eagles offense, Redskins defense. Eagles offense, Redskins defense here. Okay, cool. So we know how much talent that the Commanders have on the interior defensive line, right? I'm not going to say that, the Eagles are, I'm not going to say that that's their, Achilles heel. But if you had to pick a weak spot, it's more towards the interior offensive line. Not to say, they're good wherever they are. But, yeah. So that's where they have a little bit of an edge. Bobby Wagner is playing like Bobby Wagner. He's going to set the tone. They just really need to stop the run because I don't think they're going to be able to pass very well. You got Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Sanderson. They didn't have Lattimore last time. They didn't. So I think that's going to be a big pickup for them in this game. Really what it comes down to is they need to stop the run. They just have to. Because I know that the Eagles can win passing the ball too. We've seen them do that. However, this is a talented secondary. So I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I really do think so. Now it's just a matter of, okay, so, all right, From 1 to 10, what is my confidence in the Redskins being able to stop the run? And what does stop the run mean? Stop the run means probably holding Saquon Barkley to like probably under 4 yards per carry and probably under 100 yards. What is my confidence in that? I would say a 4 or 5. So I'm going to have to give the edge to the Eagles offense. Now let's hop over to the Redskins offense, Eagles defense. Let's see here. Okay. So, okay, clearly the Eagles defensive line has got Washington's offensive line outmanned. Clearly. You got Jaden Daniels playing at a really high level. Can he do it all on his own? No. Brian Robinson, he's going to set the tone. He's going to run the ball 3.2 yards per carry. It doesn't matter. He's going to smash you in the mouth. Doesn't matter. Okay. Then the receivers on the outside for the Commanders are just... I mean, you got Terry McLaurin, who's playing solid. Zach Ertz, who's older. De'Ami Brown, he's fast, but I don't know, man. I don't even know how they are this good in the first place. That's what I struggle with. How are they even this good in the first place? I just look at this roster and I'm just like baffled. The coaching job that they've done is so good. Let's see here. Let's see some of the rankings they have for the season. So defense, they're 11th in yards, 4th against the pass, 25th against the rush in yards. Offensively, they're 5th. Passing, they're 16th. Rushing, they're 3rd. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's not a good formula against the Eagles not being able to stop the run. It's really not. Passing, they've done well against, but the Eagles don't have to pass the ball. As much as I don't want to, I think I'm going to pick the Eagles in this game. And watch, now that I finally picked the Eagles, they're going to lose. Either way I win, I'm fine with it. I should have just picked the Eagles the whole time. Because I'm like, okay, odds are they're going to win, but if they lose, I'm happy about it. So, we'll take it. Okay, next game. Oops. Next game, we got Browns-Bengals. So I liked this post on X because I wanted to bring it up. Bengals make the playoffs. If they win out, they play the Browns, then Broncos, and then Steelers. Broncos lose their last 2. They play the Bengals and then the Chiefs. Okay. It's very plausible that the Bengals can make the playoffs. That's true. Because, holy cow. So basically, yeah, they win out and the Broncos lose out, which the Bengals have control of one of them. And then the last game is the Chiefs. The only downside for the Bengals is that if the Chiefs have the 1 seed automatically, then they might sit their starters on that last week. But let's see, are they locked into the 1 seed at this point? Hold on now. NFL playoff picture. Let's see, NFL playoff picture I'm pulling up here. I want to see if the Chiefs are locked into the 1st seed. Let's see. Locked into the 1st seed. Are you? It doesn't really say. But they're 13-1. The Bills are 11-3. Yeah. I mean, the Chiefs would have to... Wait, is this week 16? I've been saying this is week 15. This is week 16 this whole time. Wow. I'm an idiot. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that the... Okay. Yeah, it seems like the Chiefs are locked in. Well, no, the Bills have the tiebreaker. So if they're only a game behind or 2 games behind, the Chiefs will lose at all. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. The Bengals could still easily make the playoffs. It's definitely feasible. Holy cow. Wouldn't that be awesome? I'd love to see the Bengals in the playoffs instead of the Broncos for sure. I'm fine with that. If they could overcome this, Zach Taylor definitely ain't getting fired. This is very plausible. Beat the Browns, then the Broncos, then the Steelers. Steelers are probably harder. That's fine, but one of them is you have to beat the Bengals, or beat the Broncos, which you have to, or else your playoff chances are over, and then you're leaving the Chiefs to play the Broncos, which you would feel comfortable with. Then you got to play the Steelers, but yeah, man. Holy cow. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. Want to see. I'm going to post on X. I hope they do it. I want to see Joey B in the playoffs again. Yeah, I love watching Joe Burrow. He's a great player. He really is. He's probably my favorite quarterback. That's what I would say. He can literally do everything. Bro's just got to get rid of the frosted tips. But, yeah, I'm going to have to pick the Bengals because they have to win this game. They have to. That's really what it's about. What did they do the last time they played? Bengals versus Browns 2024. Bengals 21-14. Yeah. Well, that's when Deshaun tore his Achilles tendon. I think when he was with the Texans, he tore his ACL against the Bengals his rookie year. He just does not have luck in Cincinnati or against Cincinnati. But, okay, let's keep it moving. We got about a little less than 20 minutes left. We got a lot of games to cover still. Okay, so Vikings, Seahawks. Geno Smith says he's going to play. Brian O'Neill's questionable. Redmond is questionable. Wow, Geno Smith's not even questionable anymore. But okay. The Vikings are 3-point favorites. This is at Seattle. It's a 3 o'clock game. For me, at least. So, let's pull up the well, I'm going to pick the Vikings, but let's pull up the matchups here. We're going to start with Vikings offense, Seahawks defense. Let's pull it up. The Vikings offensive line is average, if not below, maybe above average. They've always really struggled with running the ball. You can tell they don't love doing it. But if they want to win this game, they're going to have to. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Seahawks struggle against the run, but are good against the pass. Maybe that's just their offense, but let's see. Let's see where they're ranked here. Seattle Seahawks. Where are you at? Seattle Seahawks. Come on now. Load for me. Load for me. It's not loading for me. Hold up. Come on. Come on, computer. Wow, this is crazy. This is literally not loading for me. Okay, either way, I know this. I know that the Seahawks struggle against the run. If I'm not mistaken, they definitely do. They also struggle running the ball, and they can pass, but the Vikings are better at stopping the run. This is definitely not going to be an easy game for the Vikings. They're definitely not going to be a pushover. If they want the 1 seed, they have to win this game. There's no excuses. They have to win this game. And they know it. This is not going to be easy. I'm going to have to give the edge to the Vikings offense just because actually I'm going to go like 51-49. I'm legit going 51-49. This Seahawks defense it matchups well against the Vikings. And if I'm not mistaken, the Seahawks offense matches up well against the Vikings too. This is not going to be an easy game for the Vikings. They're not a great matchup. Or the Seahawks are a great matchup for them. Bad matchup for them. Whatever way you want to call it. Because the Seahawks can pass the ball, and the Vikings secondary has its moments for sure. Mainly because they take a lot of chances. Jackson Smith-Njigba, I think, is going to have a lot of catches because, I think Geno Smith looks to him when it's hot, when he's getting blitzed. He's almost like a tight end in the sense of like he's going to find the soft zone. He's more of a slot guy. It's not going to be easy for them by any means. But I think I'm going to have to give the slight edge to the Vikings defense too. It's going to be such a close game. I understand why this is a 3-point game. Can you even do like 1-point games? Can you even say a game is like a 1-point game? Oh, yeah, you can. I would say this should be more like a 1-point spread. Because I know the Vikings are really hot right now, but this is a bad matchup for them. This is going to be a difficult game. Really difficult game. Next, we've got Battle of the Bads. I think these are literally the worst two teams in football, like standings-wise. And by that, I'm talking about the Raiders and the Jags. Could be wrong. 2 of the 3 worst, because I think the Giants are worse. No, the Jags they're at 5 now. That's crazy. Okay, they're at 5 because they have 3 wins. I'm gonna have to pick the Jags. I don't even have to do some full breakdown. I think the main reason I'm gonna say that is because I think the Jags are playing for more than the Raiders are at this point. I think Doug Peterson wants to keep his job. I think Antonio Pierce, I know a lot of people are calling for his job, but it's literally the dude's first full season. Like, what are you going to hate on him for, Like, seriously? Doug Peterson's been there. He's been a possible Super Bowl contender with this team, and they're 3-11 right now. So, definitely going to pick the Jags just off being desperate. This next game is actually pretty good game. 49ers Dolphins. Huh. Both teams with injuries. I don't think Tyreek wants to play for the Dolphins, one or the other, anymore. I think he's done in some capacity. I'm just pulling up the playoff picture again just to see if either team is still in the hunt, technically. Neither team is technically still in the hunt. Oh, on the bubble. Okay, yeah, teams that would be looking on the outside. Well, they do have a chance. Okay, both teams still have a chance. It's just going to take a lot. The 49ers have less than 1%. The Dolphins have 4% right now. I'm going to pick the Dolphins. I think they're playing for more. Again, this is going to be a big theme. I think they're just playing for more at this point in the season. So I think, hitting the mic over here, I think that the Dolphins are definitely just playing for more. The Bills, I'm definitely going to pick the Bills. I don't think it's a question. I think the Bills are probably one of the best teams in football. This is their season to really to like take over the Chiefs. I really do. Yeah, I think this game's pretty easy for the Bills. They have to win it if they want to try to get the 1 seed. The 1 seed for the Bills would be huge. Yeah, they got to try to get it for the 1 seed. There's no way they can lose this game. If they do, that's going to be a big letdown. They'll still be the number 2 seed more than likely, but it's yeah. It's definitely not going to be a good look for the Bills. A lot of people are going to be questioning them. Oh my gosh. Why do we have to keep watching the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football? Why? Nobody cares. Nobody cares at all. I'm sure a lot of people care, but non-Cowboys fans... Oops. Non-Cowboys fans... I got Shane Gillis popping up on my phone right away. But other than Cowboys fans, nobody cares, dude. Nobody cares. I'm sick of watching them. It's done. It's done. I'm sick of watching them. I'm going to go with the Bucks. They have to win this game again. But I mean, they're in the hunt. They're more than likely going to be the 3 seed. Cuz yeah, their division's terrible. So the Falcons still have a chance, but I don't think it's going to happen. They still have a chance, but the Bucks have a pretty high... Who do they have left on their schedule? Who do they have left on their schedule? Okay, yeah, they have Cowboys, Panthers, and Saints. All winnable games. The Bucks could finish 11-6. Strong possibility. However, these are trap games too, because 2 of them are divisional games, and they seem to be easy wins, but you cannot get caught up. You cannot get caught lacking on these divisional games that should be easy, that you need to win. Who do the Falcons have left? I think we talked about this already on this podcast, but here. My memory is terrible. Yeah, Giants, Commanders, Panthers. Yeah. At least the Falcons have a team where they're like, okay, we know they're better than us, seemingly better than us, so we have to really try. But the Bucks need to like lock in hardcore. They really need to lock in. They've overcome a lot of injuries. Fortunately, they don't have Chris Godwin at all. It sucks for Chris Godwin, man. He's such a good player. He's just starting to get back into the role of things. But that's what happens in the NFL sometimes, unfortunately. Packers, Saints. Talk about a terrible Monday Night Football game. 2 teams I hate, despise. Whatever you want to call it. Alvin Kamara and Derek Carr doubtful. Packers are winning this so easily. There's a reason they're 14-point favorites. That's a huge spread. Yeah, this is going to be a slaughter. Can the Saints even stop the run this year? That's what I'm curious about. Saints, New Orleans Saints. Can the Saints stop the run? Defense, rushing, they're 27th in yards allowed. Holy cow, this defense is awful. You got a lot of veteran guys that you're going to have to get rid of. And they already kind of started with Marshawn Lattimore because he's probably the one they were going to get real like value for him. But yeah. No, this because you got, what's his name, Cameron Jordan. You got Demario Davis. You know, you got Tyrann Mathieu. You got a lot of guys that just, like, their careers are coming to an end here. Brian Breezy seemingly is not playing well. I think he was grossly overdrafted. Grossly. But, yeah, I don't know. The Saints, I don't even know. Because everybody talks about their cap situation. And it's just ugly, man. Let's see. They've kicked the can down the road so much in terms of, like, dead cap space. Let's see here. This calculator. Yeah, they've got $3 million in cap space. They'd be negative $63 million next year, this offseason. 52 the year after that, positive, and 217 the year after that. I think at some point they just need to accept that the fact that they're bad. Because what, they're 5-9? Yeah. I mean, okay, let me see what I can do here. Okay, so I'm going to see who I can cut to make this cap get better here. Okay, cap savings. You're not really saving anything cutting Alvin Kamara or Cameron Jordan. Taysom Hill, like $277,000. Holy cow, you're going to just have to, like, oh my gosh, there's literally nobody you can cut to save money. You're literally just going to have so much dead money. How do you even, like, legally do this? Can I cut post June 1st? It's no cap savings. Trade post June. Okay. Can I trade pre? No. You'd have to trade post June 1st to save $3 million for Alvin Kamara. Okay, you could get $11 million in savings if you cut Cameron Jordan post June 1st. Derek Carr, you might have to trade him. Trade pre, but you're losing $40 million. It's not worth it. Ryan Ramczyk, trade. If you trade post June 1st, you save $18 million on Ryan Ramczyk. If you cut post June 1st, you save $10 million on Taysom Hill. I'm still at negative $21 million here. Holy cow, this team's going to be so bad next year. Holy cow. Demario Davis. I love Demario Davis. Good guy. If you cut him post, you save $4 million. We're still going here. Tyrann Mathieu probably needs to be gone. You probably got to cut him post. Yeah, cut post June 1st, save 6. We're still at 11. Holy cow. Okay, Jamal Williams, cut post, you save $3 million. I mean, a lot of these guys can just go, though, you know. Doesn't really matter. Jawan Johnson, cut post. You have to cut a lot. I'm still at $3 million. Chase Young, cut him post, that's $6 million. Okay, in order to get $3 million in cap space, I had to trade Ryan Ramczyk and Alvin Kamara. I had to cut Cameron Jordan, Taysom Hill, Demario Davis, Tyrann Mathieu, and Jamal Williams, and Chase Young. That's a lot of guys. A lot of guys. But, yeah, it's ain't going to look pretty for the Saints. Saints going to be the Aints again. That's what we're going to deal with. But anyway, that's all we've got for the rest of this week. We will be back on Monday, December 23rd. I haven't decided what we're going to do yet. Probably not doing a show for Christmas Eve or Christmas. And then we'll find some stuff to do on those other days. So Monday, Tuesday. Let's see. Is it Tuesday? Let's see here. calendar. Yeah, so we'll have a show Monday, Thursday, Friday, probably. That's about it. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. Don't forget, Jesus died for your sins. That's ultimately what this is all about. So thank you guys for listening and supporting me. For those of you who do, you guys take care and you have a great rest of your day.